here. And regardless if you're watching this stream as a stream or watching this as a video, or I guess if you're hearing this now, you're most likely watching this as a video. But hey, Destiny 2. Sidearm, I have 2, so oops, 219, 210, okay. I'm trying to have like one of each type. Wait, do I have all the... Okay, all that's unlocked. Okay, I just need these two. For Voidwalker. And I need to do bunch of shit for Stormcaller. Probably wondering why I'm streaming? Well, it's pretty much the same reason for most of the streams I do. I'm just that bored. Some good ass coffee in the morning. Oh, great. So, I'm not sure if anybody watched my, Modern Warfare Remastered review yet. Like, I was looking at the... Nobody seemed to watch it, like, even after a couple days after it was uploaded. So, if none of you guys have watched it yet, or maybe you're thinking that the video's glitched or some shit because the thumbnail is black, well, it's not a glitch. I don't know why, but I guess they didn't choose PlayStation didn't choose a thumbnail. Maybe I'm just freaking retarded and I needed to pick one myself. And I didn't know how to. Oh, right. No. But here's a little, here's a summary for that Modern Warfare Remastered review. I kind of shat on it a bit. And I don't think a whole lot of people are gonna like what I talked about. This, if you ask me, I think I was fair. I think if you ask anyone that isn't like blind to nostalgia or just a 100 or just not a freaking COD fanboy that protects literally every piece of work that Call of Duty does, ask any of those guys that don't do that shit, then they would probably agree that it was pretty fair to Modern Warfare Remastered. Nothing entirely against the game. Like, I played it, I enjoyed it. But if you want a bit of a hint on this as to how I rated the game, I'll say this. It was good. Keyword was good when the original Modern Warfare game came out. And I'll just leave it at that. You guys can figure out your own assumptions. Go to the video, watch it and whatnot. Or at least by now I think I gave away just enough for you guys to have an idea of how good or bad I rated the game. But still, I think I gave it a pretty fair score. Even without using the 0.8, 0.3 garbage. And you guys are wondering, for this game, no, I don't have any of the expansion packs. I got Destiny 2 for free because of the PlayStation Plus month that happened, like, months. I think this game was free from PlayStation Plus during, like, I think it was August. And I just happened to have it, you know, saved from the library. You know, whenever you downloaded a PlayStation Plus game, or you wanted or you just added it to your library by clicking add to library. Okay. Oops, I don't need to track them. There you go. So if, for those of you who have seen my Modern Warfare Remastered review, keep in mind, I was actually being pretty fair to the game. And also, I don't think that Modern Warfare Remastered is worth $30. I don't think it was. I don't think it's worth $30 now. I don't think it was worth $30 when it came out, when Infinite Warfare came out. I think it should have been free in the first place. Why? Because it is a remaster. And if you ask me, either remasters should be free or they should be really, really cheap. It really depends on the game. No. It really depends on when the game originally came out. So basically what I'm saying is how much of it is just copy pasted and how much of it is like built literally from the ground up. Because I'm not sure you guys know this, but for Zombies Chronicles, they had to remake all of those maps from the ground up. And since I'm assuming Infinity War did the same with Modern Warfare to make Modern Warfare Remastered, where they had to rebuild it from the ground up, I think $30 is still a bit overpriced. I think it should have been $20. Also, I don't think it should have been released only in the special editions in the first place. I think it should have been sold separately right off the bat. But hey, that's just my opinion. You guys may think differently. You guys might think that $30 is fair, but if you ask me, that's kind of ridiculous. So the next review I'm going to do is BO3. I was going to do it on the day I recorded the Modern Warfare Remastered review, but for some reason my shit didn't record, and on that day I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this all over again. But there was no way in hell I was going to make 3 videos with one of them fucking up. So I didn't really didn't want to remake this my second review again. So I'll do it another day, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. You'll know when it's uploaded. If you guys, okay, on the subject of Call of Duty, I think there's a few things that, there's a few, different, what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on, let me think, guys. Hold on, guys, let me think. I think there's a few different business models and business strategies that I think Activision should really use if they want to make their games good and not have to deal with backlash and bank on faith from certain new things or on certain things that they add to their next Call of Duty game to be successful. Like, for example, hold on.
They're known as the Blood Guard for a reason. I tell you to be careful, but that didn't help the last team I sent out.
Find the command deck, and you'll find Lumos the Unbroken.
And you'll break him.
There you go. So yeah, there's a few different business models that I think Activision could really use to make their game a lot better. First off, if they're gonna do microtransactions, regardless if it's like the Black Ops 4 one, where they basically copy off of Fortnite and it's more of a bit of a supply stream, even though they did change it and they added supply drops. But if they're gonna keep having their Call of Duty games be more like the Black Ops 4, supply drop microtransactions, then let's say this: if they're gonna do microtransactions in general, depending if they're cosmetic only or they're gonna add shit like guns. And I'm talking actual new guns, not like what Advanced Warfare did with the gun variants. Those are gun variants. Believe it or not, the Advanced Warfare supply drops weren't as petty as you might think. So, yeah, back to Black Ops 4. If they go the Black Ops 4 route for microtransactions, or God forbid they go back to the BO3 version, they should make their game either cheaper, you know, like maybe $30 instead of $60. Or keep the price $60, but make literally everything cosmetic only. So the gun variants, or I guess in the Mastercraft weapons, because those don't really change the game. They're like really over glorified camos. But if they're gonna add new guns, well, new weapons, yeah, new guns, new melee weapons, blah blah blah. If they're gonna do that,
Let's find a console and pick up the schematics.
then the game should be either hella cheaper or fucking free. And also, for DLCs, if they're gonna keep making their games $60 freaking dollars, then the DLCs should be either reduced price, so instead of 50 they do like maybe, so instead of like a $50 season pass, they can do like maybe a $30 season pass or a $20 season pass. And I think the Black Ops pass should have been $20, while the other season passes should have been $30. Mainly because we're technically getting less maps than we usually do. Because keep in mind, Black Ops Pass, for maps, we're getting 12 multiplayer. We get 12 multiplayer maps, 4 zombie maps, plus classified. That is less than what we got from the season pass for like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2 or any of those. Because for Black Ops 3, we got 5 zombie maps, being the 4 main ones and then the giant. And then we get 4 multiplayer maps from each separate DLC. That's 16 multiplayer maps. And that's not counting the Back in Black maps or the Zombies Chronicles maps. We're paying the same well, yeah, we're basically paying the same price, but we're getting less than usual. I mean, sure, they did add like new with like with every DLC. Like the first one, we got what was it? Shit, what was it again? Because Reaper was the second one. And I think Brutus was the third one.
Wish I could be out there with you. Pull the trigger myself. My team. I'm counting on you.
I don't know, but we get also with the Black Ops Pass, we get 4 skins for Blackout. I think if they were gonna keep the Black Ops Pass $50 and give us less maps than we usually do. I mean, seriously, we're getting 12 with the Black Ops Pass. Usually it's 16 for multiplayer maps. So, not only do I think the game is somewhat overpriced, but even the frickin' main DLC pass is frickin' overpriced. Damn it, my controller keeps on getting unplugged. Alright, hold on guys. Trying to focus. So yeah, that's pretty much what we get. Like 4 new characters. Oh yeah, the first one was the Shadow Man. The second one was Reaper, and the third one... Shit, what was the third one? But I'm pretty sure that the third one, Brutus, is like part of the supply stream. I think you get him at like tier 45. I don't know, but you get 4 new skins as well. Black Ops Pass for Blackout.
Someone order backup? Haha, you better run.
So yeah, if they're gonna make their DLCs like that, either make the DLCs free, or make the game free, or hella cheaper.
All right, Guardian. I've done my part. Now go take care of Solo's for us.
Also, here's another thing. I think any and all remastered Call of Duty maps should be free. Or at least the multiplayer ones. I don't think the zombie ones should be free. Because the zombie ones take hella longer. And I think that because, well, I mean, if you really think about it, look at the biggest multiplayer map in Call of Duty. How easy it. Just concentrating right now.
Excellent work. Now get to the base, find his ship, and get to the Almighty. We're accountable.
You did a hell of a job, Guardian. I'm gonna spread the word. Who knows is gone.
Alright, need... 9 more upgrade points. What other business models should Activision do? Oh, they should do what EA and Respawn Entertainment did with Apex Legends. Let the game developers make their own damn game, while EA, or in this case Activision, make the, you know, just not bother touching it. Like, seriously, could you imagine how much better Call of Duty could be if Treyarch was allowed to do whatever the hell they want, or Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer Games were allowed to do whatever the hell they want without Activision peering over them? You gotta do it this way. You can't do it this way because we say so and we can fire you. I mean, seriously, think about it. Apex Legends is made by... has EA's freaking name on it, but it's not as EA as other EA games. Now the new trope is Activision doing that bullshit. Or not trope. I don't know. But still, now it's freaking Activision that's doing the petty shit. Ah, crap. Maybe there's 2 patrols, maybe. Also, I think there's a better way to release Call of Duty in a way where Call of Duty fans can get content, but and not feel oversaturated, but also enjoying the game as much as they can, or enjoying the current game as much as they can before they move on to the next one. Because really think about it, how many of you guys still played Black Ops 3 after Infinite Warfare was released, or World War II was released? How many of you guys still play Black Ops 2 after it was released, like during Ghosts DLC cycle or Advanced Warfare's DLC cycle. How many of you still played BO2 after BO3 was released? How many of you play BO2 now? I mean, if you think about it, if Activision were to release Call of Duty games like every other year, so instead of going, alright, we're going to release Call of Duty in 2019, 2020, 2021, they can do it like 2019, 2021, 2023. And also there's this thing that me and my friend came up with.
Bit of apocalypse would shut down Eververse. Not likely. We have two choices here. Give up, give in, or stand up, brush off the dirt, and face whatever comes. With style. Even in the worst of times. And this thank you for shopping at Eververse. Not everything about the car is terrible. I've learned how to turn shabby into chic.
Bleh. So yeah, Activision would release Call of Duties every 2 to 3 years, and also Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, and Treyarch should work together on making Call of Duty. Yes, you heard that right. I think they should, all three of them should make a Call of Duty game, or Call of Duty games, together. Treyarch can do the zombies, because, I mean, if I really think about it, for those of you who play zombies, how many of you much prefer the Treyarch zombies, you know, or the zombies games that were in a Treyarch Call of Duty game, like World at War Nazi zombies, BO1 zombies, BO2 zombies, BO3 zombies, BO4 zombies? How you get games like that over like Exo zombies or Infinite Warfare zombies or even World War II zombies? I'm pretty sure you guys even liked, at the very least, World at War and BO1 zombies over World War II zombies or Exo zombies. So yeah, Treyarch would do the zombies, and since they would be making the game or releasing the game every, 2 to 3 years, they're getting a shit ton of time to put in a shit ton of content, because it wouldn't be, one developer or one game developing company making, 3 or I guess 2 to 5 game modes for every Call of Duty game that's going to get released every 3 years. it would be one game developing company working on one game mode, one game developing working on other, and you know, you get the idea. So Treyarch can do the zombies with the free reign over that, whilst Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer can do the multiplayer. They could also throw in campaign, but if you ask me, I think the campaigns are getting boring. And now when I say campaigns, I don't mean ones like Destiny 1 and 2 here, you know, like this, because those work differently than a Call of Duty campaign. Because the story is actually more intriguing compared to a Call of Duty campaign story. More interesting than a Call of Duty campaign story. And on top of that, like, a Call of Duty campaign, you can't really do anything, you can't really do much in the middle of a mission or in between missions. Which is where Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 shine for their story. Hey. You can, like, take breaks in between missions, and you could just straight up, and you could just, you know, level up in between, get more gear, get better gear. Unlike the Call of Duty campaign, where you're more or less stuck with the same class setup, unless if you, like, customize it, like in, or you can somewhat customize it by just grabbing a random ass gun off the ground. But with this game, I can choose like I can choose like a pistol, I can choose a hand cannon, I can choose a sniper rifle, pulse rifle, auto rifle, little LMG, sword, rocket launcher, grenade launcher. I have options. Unlike in Call of Duty, I don't have very many options. It's either I'm stuck with whatever I made, or whatever I'm given at the beginning of the mission, or just find something better off the ground after killing a few guys. No, great, respawn restricted. What were they saying? Yeah, you can only do so much with, you know, customization and campaigns. And also, lately, the Call of Duty campaigns have been pretty shit. I mean, think about it. Like, looking at the Call of Duty campaigns from Ghosts up to Call of Duty World War II, how many of them ended up either being really, really bad or just bland? Basically all of them. Some were obviously better than others, and some were just so bad that even I didn't even bother completing it. And I actually like Call of Duty campaigns. I completed BO2's campaign like 20 times. I completed the BO1 game in 30 times. I completed Modern Warfare 3's campaign in 15 times. But BO3, I even completed until like a year after I got the PS4 back, which was like when DLC 3 for Black Ops 3 came out. So it took me that long to even bother completing the campaign because it was that garbage. I couldn't care about my main character because that was the best part of Call of Duty. I actually gave a shit about the characters. Like, even though if in this game right here, the main guy you play is a nameless, faceless main protagonist, but at least there are other characters around me that were actually interesting. You know, like Hawthorne and the main three captains of each class. You know, Ikora, Zavala, and Cade. Those guys I actually cared about. But in Black Ops 3, I couldn't give a shit who died. And then at the ending, when the main guy we played said his name was Taylor. Sure, it was a plot twist, but it wasn't anything exciting. I was just confused as fuck. It wasn't like, a what? It was more like, what the fuck? And it was highly unsatisfying. It's nowhere near as satisfying as, like, BO1's campaign, where you're like, oh my god, the interrogators were Hudson and Weaver. Holy shit. But in, like, Black Ops 3, it's like, what the fuck? So anyone that's still complaining about, you know, no campaign for BO4, then... I mean, you guys should have been really worried about the campaigns if they're going to be as bad as all the other campaigns. But if you ask me, out of all the Call of Duty campaigns from Call of Duty games that were from the next-gen consoles, or I guess current-gen now, being Ghosts up to World War II, the best one is probably Infinite Warfare. And that's not being subjective, that's being objective. Like, how many of you guys have thought that the Infinite Warfare campaign was actually decent enough? Compared to something... compared to, like, the bland campaign, like, the bland campaigns, like Call of Duty World War II. Or just really, really shit like BO3. So all of you guys that were complaining about getting no campaign, you guys were, I think you guys were just overreacting. It was either no campaign or you have to bank on faith that it wasn't bland or shitty. And with their track record from the Call of Duty games of the PS4, Xbox One, and era, we should be pretty thankful. Just saying.
I don't hear dying. Still in one piece.
Unlike someone unknown, they can handle hostile technology.
Hey, that teleporter was all vexy and stuff.
Yeah, great. Or, okay. Oh. Wrong button. There you go. Or not close enough. There we go. Auto rifle.
Our plan relies on you. Destroy the Almighty's weapons. End the threat to our world.
While you're doing that, we'll get in position for the final run on the city. Time for
There you go.
Paul's last days.
So yeah, if Call of Duty is gonna try to keep on getting better, they really gotta, you know, change some things.
Zavala's troops are
And also, if you're really thinking about it, how many guys
but they can't attack until we
would
shut them down.
how often do you guys play campaigns? I've only ever played campaigns for like during the just for one playthrough, and then after that is when I'm like bored or the internet's out. But the only reason why I played some of the campaigns so much, like BO2's campaign or BO1's campaign, was because those campaigns were good. I actually wanted to play through them, and BO2 had all the different scenarios, like if you let Karma get captured but then rescue her later, or you let Harper die and Fareed live, or vice versa, or if you shoot Mason in like the gut, or I guess the kneecaps twice instead of in the head. Or letting Menendez live or die. I wanted to play through those campaigns, and the BF1 campaign was actually enjoyable. But ever since Ghost, it kind of went downhill. I'm not saying Call of Duty Ghost is bad, because I actually like that multiplayer. It was basically the last Call of Duty game to not be petty as fuck. Or petty at all, actually. Um. Oh, you know, if I'm complaining about this, am I still gonna buy Call of Duty games? Yeah. Why? Because I feel like it.
The weapon's already active. Are we too late?
Not yet. You need to disconnect the link between the Almighty and the Sun before it disrupts the Sun's magnetic field.
Then everything goes boom.
Oh, right. Okay, that was a bad idea, bad idea. Alright, hold on. Even after coffee, I'm still yawning. What else to talk about Call of Duty? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, another way to keep Call of Duty going is do what Overwatch did. Just make one fucking game and just constantly update it until the next console comes out. And then, like, I don't know, remaster it when the new console comes out. Because consoles come out like every 7 years, roughly, almost. It was like every 6 to 8 years, and it's true. And I figured this out when I was looking for Call of Duty games one day. Modern Warfare 1, so Call of Duty 4. First Call of Duty game to be on the PS3 and Xbox 360. Game was made in 2007. So roughly 2006, 2007 was when, 2006 was when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 came out. Then the PS4 and Xbox One came out in 2013. That's like 6-7 years after Call of Duty 4 came out. PS5 should be coming out. It's either this year, next year, or 2021, 2022, which by then would be roughly anywhere between 6 to 8 years after PS4 and Xbox 3 came out. Meaning the next Treyarch Call of Duty game should be on the PS5. So, yeah, so they could, and so yeah, like every time when a new console comes out, or I guess a new version of the PlayStation or the Xbox, or an Xbox comes out, they just make a new Call of Duty game and consistently update that for the next 6, 7, whatever years. Wouldn't that just be a better business model? You know, just releasing games whenever a new console comes out, and then just constantly update it until the next one. Wouldn't that, you know, make things a little easier on everybody? So instead of paying $60 every year, or $110 every year if you want to get Season Pass, and then you have to save up all that money again for the next generation of consoles, if you're not a PC guy or you just happen to want the game for the consoles, you just buy the game with the console, and then you don't have to do that again until the next one, and just constantly update that Call of Duty game for the next 6 to 8 years. Which would be really cool, because imagine all that content we could get during the life cycle of that Call of Duty game. And that would be a shit ton of content. And on top of that, we don't really... And also by the next... Okay, I'm hoping for the next console, they make the base storage for the vanilla console it should, the new standard should be 1 terabyte because these games are getting bigger and bigger. But I mean, like, Black Ops 3 is like 130 something gigabytes alone. If for whatever reason my system storage is like 400 gigabytes, so that's already under half of my storage gone. I had to delete Black Ops 3 so I can update BO4 and Destiny 2 and keep and have Modern Warfare Remastered. So yeah, they just, if they did it like that, or the every 2 to 3 year plan I said earlier, or okay, they either do it by the console generation or they do it by like every 2 to 3 years. They can still make their Call of Duty games really, really good, and we don't have to like, get burned out from every new Call of Duty game. But I mean, if you really think about it, by the time DLC 4 comes out, we're already in like late into September or like mid-October. And that means we're not too far away from the next Call of Duty game. It was even worse for World War II because Black Ops 4 came out a month earlier than Call of Duty are usually released. So there was like no time for anybody that was still playing Call of Duty World War II to go from enjoying DLC 4 to getting into Black Ops 4. Also, I'm really glad that Xbox and PC can, get shit a week later. I just wish it was only for the DLCs and not literally everything. Because, I mean, why not just give it to all 3 at once? What was the point? What was the point in having Xbox and PC wait a whole freaking week, sometimes longer if Treyarch is having problems with the servers or some shit, or something's going wrong on their end, for something as simple as a freaking event? Are you kidding me? Like, when we got the community events, Xbox and PC didn't have to wait a whole freaking week. Those community events from Black Ops 3, they didn't have to wait a whole week. Why do they have to wait a whole week now? Wait a whole week now. It's ridiculous and unnecessary. But so I'm glad it's a week instead of a month. But that just would have been plain ass annoying. Hold on, guys, I'm doing something. Alright. Uh, Oh, if you guys want to know what I think of Destiny 2, I think it's fun. But I think it'd be more fun if I got the expansion pass content. I'll get to that. And I'm also planning on getting Spider-Man. Thinking of getting the deluxe edition so I can get the DLCs. I think I'm also gonna get Destiny 1 for the PS4 because right now I have it for the PS3. I don't really use the PS3. So yeah. Also, I don't get it why people want realistic graphics. I just simply want the game to look nice. I don't care if the game looks realistic or cartoony as fuck. I just want some good graphics. Like Fortnite. No realistic graphics whatsoever. But the graphics aren't bad. Cartoonish, but not bad. Or look at Destiny graphics. I mean, look at this. Not necessarily realistic, but it still looks pretty cool. Right? The graphics still look good, right? I mean, like, what's the point of having realistic graphics? Why should anybody care about realistic graphics? I just want my graphics to look good. You know? I mean, seriously, what would you rather have? Bank on faith that the realistic graphics look good? Or just have actual good-looking graphics? That's a bit of a no-brainer. I mean, look at Counter-Strike. I've seen gameplay. I think people have said that the graphics are realistic. But if you ask me, the graphics don't look too good. Same with PUBG. And yes, I do know that it's an early access game, but I think it's very, very bullshit. And it's not worth buying. Why? It's still in early access. It's still... Well, updating, not in a way like, and it's still unfinished, not in like a Call of Duty sense where they just add maps later and shit, but it's like so heavily unfinished and not polished that it makes Call of Duty games as old as look like complete polished games, or even like Call of Duty Ghosts, or even the newer games like Black Ops 3. Like, what the fuck? And the fact that they have the balls to make PUBG for the console, but originally on PC, and charge $40 freaking dollars, or is it $30? $40 for an early access game. That's more petty than what Activision does. Because now I heard that there's microtransactions in the game. And you're telling me that PUBG is much better than Call of Duty on every level? Like, what? No. If you ask me, it's just as bad. And depending on which Call of Duty game we're talking about, probably worse. But hey, this is all just my opinion. So don't go in the comments hating on me thinking I don't know shit. Because I've only seen the game, I never actually played it and shit. And on top of that, PUBG is just a battle royale game. Why are we paying $30-$40 for it? Why? The game should be fucking free. Oh, also another thing that Activision should do is, oh, I don't know, how about open betas? No pre-order needed. You can play the beta without pre-ordering. Isn't the whole point of a beta is to test out the game to know if we fucking like it or not before we spend $60 to $110? Here's to buy the game. Like, seriously, Activision, just let the beta be free and open for anyone to use on whatever console they're using. And then we can decide if it's worth $60 to $110 if that's the price tag you're going to go for. Oh, and there's this thing that I was actually watching YouTube, and there's this there's this idea that I think it would. Okay, it was either Narrow Cinema or E. coli Espresso that said this. I forgot which one. But one of them said that any and all season pass owners should get DLCs before anyone else. But then have the DLCs released for everyone else after like a month of it being out, or 2 months of it being out. You know? So the season pass holders are more of a early access pass instead of hey, want to pay an extra $50, bank on faith that we're actually going to make good shit? No, the $50 should be for, I just want to play the fucking maps before anybody else. I'll pay an extra $50 so I can play maps a month earlier than everybody else. And not through console exclusivity. PlayStation users playing it before Xbox and PC users. No. It should be anyone, no matter what console they're using, should be able to play DLCs before anyone else that doesn't have DLCs by like a month or 2 months. So for those of us who don't want to spend those extra $50 just to play the freaking DLCs, you know, think of it like this. So by February for the next Call of Duty game, DLC 1 comes out. For everyone that has the season pass, doesn't matter if you're on the Xbox One or the PS4 or the PS3 or the PC. Everybody gets it right then and there that has the season pass. But then after a month or two after the release, anybody that doesn't have season pass can get it for free. And also, I don't think it should be $50. I think it should be maybe 20, maybe 30, 20, $30. Just think about it. $20 just so you can get it, all map packs, all DLC, or all the DLC maps for multiplayer zombies. And getting all of that shit like a month or two earlier than anyone that just doesn't really want to buy the DLC or just doesn't really want to buy the season pass. And sure, anybody could be like, oh, like the entire community be like, oh, you know what, since Activision's just gonna make it free for everybody, I'll just wait another 2 months. Throw in a little incentive for those who get the season pass and wanted to, get the maps earlier than those who just want to wait until it's released for literally everyone for free. Like new skins. And not just one per DLC, because I think that's completely ridiculous. Like, I don't know, playing as Captain Price for Battle Royale. Or, playing as... Or, no, not Captain Price. I don't know. I'm thinking this as a... If all 3 game developers just decide to make one Call of Duty game. Have President Kennedy as a skin for Blackout, if they did this with Black Ops 4. So yeah, have President Kennedy as a Blackout character. Have I don't know, David Mason as a Blackout character, Harper as a Blackout character, George Romero as a Blackout character, or Maxis as a Blackout character. Wouldn't that just be like a better, wouldn't these just be better business models? What do you guys think? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think they should be tweaked a bit? Tweaked a lot? Or is there just a completely different idea that you have that I didn't think of yet? Or didn't mention yet? There we go. Okay guys, I'll be right back. I gotta do something. Hey guys, I'm back. Dang kitten.
That tunnel over there should lead us straight to the central core. Locked. Bet we can get the grinders working and clear us.
Kitten, get off my laptop. Okay. Okay. Right over there. Um. Also, I don't think a lot of you multiplayer guys. I know I said this before, but you multiplayer guys still don't give zombies like enough credit or recognition. A lot of you say that it shouldn't even exist. Like, what? That's just very rude. I mean, seriously, it's popular enough for Sledgehammer Games and Infinity War to do it instead of doing their special ops or survival co-op modes that they did for Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. They even decided to cut Extinction out after, like, you know, Ghosts. After they did it in Call of Duty Ghosts. And seriously, if it was popular enough to go from being only a Treyarch staple to an actual staple in the Call of Duty franchise, then it deserves more recognition and more respect as an actual game mode instead of a side game mode. Like, why do you people think that it's a side game mode? it has its own story. In Black Ops 4, we finished one and starting a new one. Or we tied up loose ends of the first one and we're starting a brand new one. Alright, hold on, guys. I'm eating lunch and I'm gonna play at the same time.
So, the only way to get where we're going is out there.
So yeah,
We can do this. Stay in the shadows. The shadows!
and you know, I get it. If horde modes aren't your guys' thing, then alright, it's not your thing. You probably won't like zombies. Or you probably have played zombies enough before to, you know, get how everything works, get a bit of an understanding of how the story works, and you guys didn't like it, then you guys didn't like it. I can't change your opinion on that. But a lot of you guys don't even give multiplayer a lot of you multiplayer guys don't supposed side game mode videos. Those by like Mr. Raffle Waffles and Mr. Dollar GD. Oh, somebody invited me to a party chat. Hold on. Internet connection quality is not sufficient and to broadcast gameplay, my ass. There's like only 3 things on the internet right now, which consists of the console that I'm using right now, so I can play this game and stream it for you guys. My phone and my laptop. That's it. So yeah, you multiplayer guys should give zombies more recognition, or at least enough to respect it, that it's in the game, This can be in Call of Duty, and it should not be removed. I don't get why you multiplayer guys think it should be removed. Call of Duty Zombies is not that bad. Sometimes it depends on whether or not you like horde mode game modes or not, or horde modes or not, or maybe you don't like the style of the gameplay, or maybe you're just not really interested in the lore and therefore you don't like the game mode. I don't know. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I think you guys should really, really respect it more. But if we're talking like Exo Zombies, World War II Zombies, Infinite Warfare Zombies, those zombies are kind of meh, or just not really good. Like, I thought World War II Zombies was kind of meh, but I'm only basing this off of the base map. For Exo Zombies, I thought it was meh. Infinite Warfare Zombies, I've only played the base map in the first Zombies map, and I think the first Zombies map is really, really good, or the first DLC map is really, really good. And that might be because it's more doable solo than Zombies in Spaceland, which is the base Zombies map. So yeah, for those of you multiplayer guys who don't respect Zombies enough, or maybe just didn't bother playing it because you didn't really care at the time, go play it. Play the World at War Zombies on like your PC. The game Call of Duty World at War, it's like $20 on Steam. World at War Custom Zombies is really, really fun. Trust me on that. And also, Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies isn't bad either. From what I heard. It got better over the years. So now it should be pretty good. I've seen a few zombie maps. They're actually not terrible. And also, a lot of the World at War zombie maps are really good. There's like this Saw Zombies map with like puzzles and shit. Like, I've seen it on JC Backfire's channel, and it looked really, really fun, but I can't play it for whatever reason. I think it might be my graphics card or some shit. But for console users, World at War Zombies is pretty basic and a bit broken. But hey, the game was made in 2008. What do you expect? If you're wondering why I'm playing weirdly, I just don't want to get my controller greasy. So I'm using my thumb to move the joystick. So I'm using like a part of my thumb and one finger to kill these guys. Or at least on my right hand. There we go. Um, here's my opinion on microtransactions. As long as it's cosmetic, I don't give a shit. And also as long as the cosmetics aren't shit. And also don't just fill the cosmetics up with like emotes, because most of the time the emotes aren't really good. The sprays and the sticker set seems to be a lot better than the emotes. I'm trying to finish up my lunch here. Also, I'm thinking of doing more review videos. I think that I'm not just gonna do all the games I have. I'm also gonna do like movies and TV shows. So yeah, be on the lookout for, here's some review videos on this channel. You know, I'm gonna end the stream because I gotta do shit. So bye.